We are Merc Modules. We make black panels for eurorack modules. Sometimes we get questions about specific details in the panel changing process. In this video, we show you all the most common challenges you'll encounter. Changing a panel is easy, but you need to be careful and sometimes use a steady, even strong hand. You do risk breaking your module since you're removing an important part of its structure. And it goes without saying that poking around inside electronics this way will void your warranty. First things first. Turn off the power to your rack and remove the module. We've linked to a good primer on modular power sources in the description. You should be familiar with it before getting into eurorack. With your module in hand, start by removing the caps on your potentiometers. Most often you can do this by hand, but sometimes it's best to use a keycap remover tool, also called an IC puller. These are specifically made to pull electronic components off circuit boards, and that's pretty much what we're doing here. The trick is to pull straight out from the panel, bracing close to the point where you're pulling. Pull, don't yank. Also make sure your knobs are friction fit before you start pulling on them. Some have tiny screws on the side that you need to unscrew first. The upside is that these require far less force. Slider caps. These are trickier and sometimes require a significant amount of force. The slider components are often soldered to the circuit board only at the top and bottom, so make sure you slide the component to either extreme before pulling to minimize stress on the joint. Practically all eurorack modules have some 3.5mm jack nuts, but they differ in design. Some are round with flat sides, some are regular hexagonal nuts, and some have a slot type design. What they all have in common is that they are not super tight. You can remove the round ones with a set of pliers wrapped in tape to protect both the old and new panel. Watch out for LEDs and other small fragile components when loosening the nuts. It's possible to do this with your Leatherman tool, for example. Just loosen them and then unscrew them with your fingers. The nuts on the potentiometers are pretty much the same. Just make sure to keep track of any washers. Your module might have some or none of the following: windows, washers, screws, LED pipes, and standoffs. Some modules have small windows that are glued to the panel. We are not able to make replacements for some of these screen protectors. Many panels have larger screens and no windows at all. For modules with loose windows, you need to transfer the window to your new panel. Make sure it is seated properly, or you risk putting pressure on your screen when you assemble your module. Some modules have washers behind the panel. They are placed there to create an even plane for the panel. Sometimes we provide our own washers. These are meant to space the panel properly away from the components. Place them evenly on pots around the board. For LED pipes, you want to be extra careful not to lose them. They should transfer to your new panel easily, but since they are friction fit within very small tolerances, they can be a bit loose on custom panels. We generally advise putting a bit of tape behind the panel to ensure they don't fall out if you turn your module upside down. Standoffs are meant to hold the circuit board to the panel in case there are no jacks with nuts to secure it in a specific part of the module. These are common on panels with sliders or buttons, for example. Most often you can reuse the standoff from the module, but sometimes we provide custom ones because they are attached to either the panel or the board. Thread the screws from both sides so that there is some wiggle room to fit properly, then tighten them securely. Instead of standoffs, some manufacturers use flush screws. In these cases, we try to provide a black replacement screw. Heads up for tooth lock washers. Some manufacturers use these between a plastic standoff and the panel. To ensure they don't come loose, we usually tape them to the back of the panel aligned with a hole. Attaching the panel to the module should be pretty straightforward. Just make sure to align any knobs on potentiometers with limits in the correct way.